Since the earliest days of Half-Life and Counter-Strike, people have been making Counter-Strike related community maps. Some of the most popular of those, have been obstacle course related maps. The ever-present challenge of trying to make it through an obstacle course is always something that has been appealing to both players and viewers alike on Twitch. So it's no mistake that things like Fortnite, for instance, through their map modification, some of their most popular maps are obstacle courses, and hell, even Trackmania has its own climbing tower map with millions of views across a bunch of different videos, my favorite being the one from Virtual trying to do his climb.
This thing could take me weeks to finish. It looks daunting. It looks terrifying.
Now, from there, we have other games from back in the Counter-Strike days. We have other games that have developed solely from that alone. Games like Getting Up with Bennett Foddy or QWOP, or others even more cultish in following, like Beaten Brutal. Most recently, the meteoric rise of Only Up has now come to play, with streamers like XQC and Doc having streamed it. My first time I think I ever saw this was when Veritas streamed it, I think 3 months ago. The allure as a viewer here is always in the suspense of it all. The obstacle course is sure to get you at one point or another, and it would be hilarious to see your favorite streamer fall all the way to the bottom just to get frustrated and have to start over all again.
What? I got robbed! I'm getting robbed! What the fuck? Please, please! I didn't do anything wrong. That's just life. Sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes you lose concentration. What are you doing for?
Jesus Christ. I'm done. All right.
Oh! It's completely missed! I completely missed it! How was I supposed to know? How is that my fault? How is that my fucking fault? How is that my fucking fault? That was so stupid! How was I supposed to know? What? I'm all the way down!
But the meteoric rise of Only Up has been stunted, because as of this morning, it was removed from Steam. And we don't know why. Steam doesn't publish any of the DMCA takedown requests or its reasons behind why things end up being delisted, and it's not always a DMCA takedown. But in this case, I think it is. Video games, games in general, are created from assets, polygons, music, sound effects. All of these things end up being either home-generated, things that people model, create, and generate the artwork themselves. They're purchased from marketplaces, or in some cases, they are pirated, stolen. Enter the man Abolitious. Abolitious is a German content creator and artist, and this is translated via Twitter Translate. Thank you very much to Twitter. The moment when Venom Virtual tells you that the currently very successful game Only Up has at least one asset from me. Well, what can I say about that? Make up your own mind. And then he shows this image here of a model that he created of an anime girl holding a blanket up in the wind, titled Blanket in the Wind. Now, this has been approved as free and fair use for individuals, but not for commercial use. And that's where the rub comes in. Because if we scroll down or just simply switch the image over, here we have Only Up showing that exact same character model standing proudly above what appears to be planet Earth, holding her blanket for all to see. Well, as it turns out, word travels awful fast, and this morning, Only Up ended up having a patch right before it was delisted, obviously, but there was a patch that was downloadable that apparently removed Anime Girl holding the blanket from the game entirely. Just goes to show you that the devs are at least paying attention to when they get caught stealing, I guess. This, of course, is on top of the fanfare sound effect that happens when you make it all the way to the top. And I can't play it because it's copywritten by Nintendo, but if you ever played a Final Fantasy game, that completion fanfare, that da-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't, even if I think, I don't even want to say the word Nintendo for fear of copyright strike. But they have that sound effect, that jingle, that fanfare plays when you reach the top of the climb. If you beat the game, that sound effect plays. That music, that copywritten, owned by Nintendo. Nintendo. music that you would never rip off from Nintendo, of all people. So the most likely scenario here is that it is a copyright claim. But there is one other thing in here that Steam may have ended up delisting the game for, and that is because of Goblin Town. Now, this is a reach because right now I don't believe that this directly violates their TOS, but it's possible that Steam could have interpreted this as such, but I don't know. Anyway, as you climb up from the very beginning, as you work your way through this town, there are images of goblins. Here's one eating an ice cream cone, spray painted on the wall. And here is another one wearing an interesting paper crown or a trashy crown. Throughout the entire journey, there are goblins everywhere on here. In fact, there is even billboards located throughout your journey that show Goblin Town spray painted in different, I guess, colorful font, white and green, on all kinds of different surfaces, which naturally ends up being some form of passive marketing for what is an NFT. Behold, the Goblin Town NFT on OpenSea. Lots and lots and lots of different goblins, all available for purchase. Shockingly enough. In fact, the popularity of this game has grown to such a meteoric high that they even listed or showed the Goblin Town or a Goblin Town NFT on the back of Jackie's hoodie. The person that you play in the game, yeah, that's their hood right there. That's their hoodie. If you notice, this is listed for $89. That's because Goblin Town, the NFT company Goblin Town, is listing these items for sale. You can buy a hoodie for $90 or this really shitty printed t-shirt for $30. Awesome. Awesome. Now, in case you can't tell from the tone of my voice, I am not someone that supports the idea of NFTs in video games. I think that they are incredibly predatory, and I think the idea of cross-promoting NFTs like this works as nothing more than a pump and dump marketing ploy. I guarantee you if I went to OpenSea right now and tried to look at historics, you'd likely see a graph of the Goblin Town NFTs start going just because of their prevalence inside of a game like Only Up that ended up becoming viral. Even though they're not offering the NFTs directly through the game, they are absolutely actively marketing the NFTs via their game. Now, this game, obviously being generated with stolen assets, is bad enough, but passive marketing of an NFT scam, also, not a fan. To me, NFTs and the idea behind them was a way to be able to safeguard the validity of pieces of artwork, digital pieces of art or otherwise that were being generated by digital artists. People that were trying to sell their artwork and wanted their clients, customers, people that would purchase their art from them to know that it was genuine because that was the idea. Verified, obviously, by the blockchain. But now that we have these AI-generated little goblins or monkeys, gorillas, whatever it is that people are generating now to try and do as a pump and dump scheme, or you have ideas behind games like the Docs project with Midnight Society and 12 a.m. trying to generate whatever this thing is with Dead Drop and the NFTs associated with that, and this idea of a tweet of $100,000 prize and all this other stuff. None of that stuff really, in my mind, has a place in video games. It's one thing to want to buy cosmetics or buy them from each other. Steam has a robust marketplace full of that for all kinds of different games like Rust and hell, Dota. I mean, you name Counter-Strike, the boxes, the knives. I mean, for God's sake, we're seeing guns go for 20 and 25 grand a pop. And I know that I'm ranting and I apologize. But a game like Only Up being delisted for likely DMCA and possibly end up infringing on the terms of service for Steam in general, I think I'm going to steer clear of this one. If only because I don't want to be promoting theft. And I don't want to be promoting people that look like they're trying to coerce people into buying something that could end up being worth less than the, I don't know, JPEG it is printed on. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Hope you guys don't mind me ranting a little bit. Thank you so much for coming and checking out the video. As always, I will be live at twitch.tv/Onepeg as soon as, well, this video is up, but this video is up at the end of the day. Normally, I put the video up in the beginning of the day and then I go live, but I'm going to go live tomorrow morning instead. And I'm going to be live for a really long time because my wife and my kids are out of town. They're off visiting in-laws and I'm going to stay home and work because, you know, Dad's got to make some money. But I will be live, and if you would be so kind as to sub the channel here, it really does matter. Thank you so much for coming and checking it out. I really do appreciate your eyeballs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.